Okay, what's up? It's your girl Gigi and welcome to Gigi's World. Today, we're going to be going over the topic before you start dating. Okay, guys, normally, I'm doing pranks and stuff like that, but we're going to do a little something different. I've been inspired to have this talk, and we're just going to get into it. So when I look down, I have my little notepad, and it's my notes, so bear with me. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you can get all upcoming videos. Follow us at Gigi's World on Instagram. That's Gigiss World. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Okay, guys, we're finna go ahead and get started and get into this subject before you start dating. Okay, guys, before you start dating again, if you've never been in a relationship and you're watching this video, this could just be a start of you getting a little information that could help you. Everybody have to go through their own ups and downs, trials and tribulation, and that's how you learn. I had to do it. I had to do things my way so that I can benefit in life, so that I can be able to learn from my mistakes. So if you already been in a relationship, you probably can relate to some of the things I'm going to be talking about today. So let's get into it. Before you start dating, you have to figure out who you are as a person. If you already have been in a relationship and you're moving on and you're trying to move on, you probably know by now. Me personally, I had been in a relationship for years, and I'm 33. November 16th is my birthday. I'll be turning 33. And I have learned so much along the way. So if you already been in a relationship, you probably can relate to some of the things I'll be talking about. But you have to figure out who you are as a person. If you already been in a relationship, 9 times out of 10, you jumped into this relationship head first, heart first, and hormonally first, even though that's not a word. But we all do things with thinking with not our heart, but our heart. So, and I know you probably like, she didn't say brain. I really mean that. Like, we think with our heart and not our heart, our brain. And you get in a relationship, you either came out of a relationship or you just jumping into a head first. You begin to have intercourse and you think you love a person, like a person, and you feel like they're fulfilling your every need. So I said that to say, figure out who you are as a person. If you know your worth and you know who you are and what you want to be in the future, and I don't mean occupational wise, I mean like, know who you want to be as a person. Are you going to accept bullish, or do you want to be able to get in a relationship and connect with a person? So, that's first of all, figure out who you are. Don't just settle for less. Don't settle for anything. Know that you are a queen and that you deserve everything that you can possibly get out of life. So, once you know who you are, you can move on in your journey. Me personally, speaking on finding out who you are as a person, like I said, I had been in a long-term relationship. I jumped into it head first. I had children. I moved on, and then I eventually had another child. And I just didn't know who I was. It was a time where I was spiritual, and I prayed a lot. I didn't curse. And then I went through a little phase in my life where I started to backslide, and I started back cussing. I started back being angry. I started back arguing. And now that I'm not in a relationship, I know what I want out of life. I know what I want my partner to be. I know what I'm worth. So I had to figure that out for myself. So now if I meet somebody, I'm not going to just jump into a relationship. I'm not going to just accept that they can offer intimacy, or what they call intimacy. I want to be able to have a connection with a person. most people don't know that, people build chemistry and not a connection. Chemistry can be something good, something bad. It's something that you build with a person. But me learning all that I can learn through dating these past, I actually been kind of single the last 3 years. Many people might not know that, but I just started getting out this year, meeting new people. And it is hell. Like, I hadn't been in a relationship in 3 years, and I was like, this can't be life. Nowadays, guys, and it could have been going on. I didn't know, but they don't want to take you out. They don't want to call. They don't want to text. They only want to talk sexually, and that's it. And I began to get emotional because I was like, okay, I've been single for 3 years. I just started getting out. Guys, they see you, they so-called attracted to you, or maybe they're attracted to your shape, attracted to what they think you have. And there you begin to figure out that it's not about building something. So, yeah, I kind of got emotional dealing with trying to mingle, as they call it. And I realized that, a lot of men are not ready for a relationship or whatever. So I checked myself, and I made sure I told myself, look, you'd have been through too many ups and downs to go back into a toxic relationship. You're better than that. So I had to tell myself, what God has for me is for me. And when God send me someone, He will send me someone. And and for those of you who believe in God and a higher power, you have to make amends with yourself. You have to heal. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. You have to heal from whatever you have been through in your past. Anything that could be hindering you from moving on to be able to meet your potential life partner. So you have to make sure that you're done with it. You have to make sure that you're fine with yourself and you have healed from that pain, because you can't move on into another relationship if you're not over the last. So many people, and this subject can go on, and you guys can drop down in the comment box different subjects that you want me to cover. I'm not a professional by any means. I just believe that I have learned a lot along the way, because like I said, I have a bad attitude. I had a bad attitude. But I've realized that it wasn't that I had a bad attitude. It's just that you develop a personality over time being in a relationship that you don't belong in. I began to get an attitude quickly. I began to argue. I began to just be upset very quickly. But me just sitting down, getting to know myself, I knew that that's not what I wanted. So I had to dig deep. I had to pray with God, and I had to ask God, and I'm not perfect, but I had to ask God, God, please take all of that anger away. I had to know what I wanted for me. I had to know who I was in order for me to be able to move on. Now that I have did some soul searching, and I know that God is the head of my life, and that I have to do better for myself. And without God, I cannot move on, so that I can just be at peace. So first you have to figure out who you are, and you will be able to move on. But before you can move on, you need to heal from whatever relationship you were in. Do not jump into a relationship. I seen a memes, whatever you call it, on YouTube. No, it wasn't YouTube. Sorry, on Facebook, and I believe it said, "Do not go back to less because you don't have patience to wait on more." When I say that hit my heart, it hit my heart so deeply, because people do that nowadays. Women do that nowadays. Men. Men go through the same thing women go through. And men do that. And I had to tell God, because I was rushing things. I was just what? I'm sick of being single. And it was just like, I was upset like I got my stuff together. Like, what man don't want a woman who got their stuff together? But I had to realize that it wasn't me, and that I can't rush things, and that I have to be happy with who I am, and get myself prepared for my future and what I want for me. And once I do that, everything else will fall into place. So, like I said, do some soul searching. If you believe in God, pray to God. Ask God to give you healing. Ask God to help you to be able to heal from whatever you have been through, so that you can find out who you are, and so that you can move on. And once you figure out who you are and what you deserve and your worth, you will be able to move forward in your dating life. But until you figure out who you are and how much you worth, you determine how much you worth. You don't let a man determine how much you worth. If you let a man treat you any kind of way, he set the standards on how much you worth. And if you're dealing with that, you need to get out of that situation. And I know, one thing I always say to people and to my friends, and when I talk to people, I know it's not easy. You have to be the bigger person to say it's time to let it go. You cannot stay there. The hardest thing to do is to let go. Trust me, I know. When you know that you don't belong in that relationship and things are not getting better, you have to let go. I know it's hard, but I realized that I wanted peace in my life. And if you know peace, you're not going to want to leave peace alone, period. So you have to figure that out. See, this topic can go on and on and on, guys. Like, I'm finna just put my notes down, because this topic can go on and on and on. And you're going to hear me repeat the same thing over and over, because the best thing I could ever do is find myself. So once you find yourself, once you heal, and like I said, you're going to determine where you want to go. And don't jump into relationships, because when you find a person and you're out there dating, you're out there mingling, you'll know if you have a connection. So many people just don't have a connection. You get married, you don't have a connection. You're dating, you don't have a connection. You're having intercourse, you don't have a connection. You begin to develop lust and soul ties and toxic stuff just going on. So I just wouldn't do that if I was you. So our topic is just on before you start dating, because I can go into so much more. All I do is encourage you to just find yourself, sis. You are a queen. You don't have to jump into nothing just because you want a man. Your health is more important than that. Like, your peace, your mind is more important than that. And like I said, I want you guys to comment down below, and we're just going to start this off. I want to be able to drop a video every week. I'm going to just leave it short. We're going to start this off before you start dating. Basically, do some soul searching. Pray to God. That is our issue nowadays. We don't go to God. We go to everybody else. We don't go to God. You have to sit down. You have to just do some soul searching, and you will figure out, your worth. Matter of fact, you already know your worth. Like, you just need that encouragement sometimes. And I'm going to pray for the ones who have low self-esteem. Like, you are better than that. It's somebody out there for everyone. Like, so just make sure you're just doing what's best for you, because you can't start dating until you heal. And I just want to come to you guys with this short girl talk about before you date, because we can get into building connections and how people have chemistry, and how we should learn how to talk to one another, and how we should be able to include God in everything we do. But we're going to get into that later. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Comment down below. Send me, please, I ask you, just give me different questions. And don't laugh at how I say Christian. But just ask some questions down below, because I'm so excited. I didn't know how to start this off, as you can see, but I knew I had to start somewhere. I knew that if I just sit down and I just get in front of the camera, we can make some things shake. So if you are a female out there, or even if you are a male, like, we need some male input. It's some good men out there, period. So, like, people come up with this crazy assumption that there are no good men. There are no good men. You believe you're a good woman, right? If you believe you're a good woman, I'm sure it's some men out there who believe they're good men. If you say all men cheat, that's just like saying all women cheat. Like, there's some good men out there. So before you can move on in your life, just make sure you as a woman, you as a man, men know their worth, women know their worth. Make sure you sit down, you do some soul searching, you pray to God, you ask him to put you in a state of mind where you're able to release and heal. Before you start dating, just heal yourself. You don't have to be with nobody. In these past couple of weeks, this is November 2020, as you know, because I'm going to drop this video. I have done so much soul searching, and I ran into somebody. Not gonna get to that, and I felt like they were sent from God, because I am learning so much or whatever, and like, it's just so that's kind of touchy for me, because it's kind of sometimes hard to distinguish people when they like what they call it, sheep in wool clothing or whatever have you. But it's so hard to separate the good from the bad, and I really feel like God has blessed me these past couple of weeks. I have begun to understand a lot and learn a lot about myself. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook at Gigi's World, Instagram at Gigi's World, Gigiss World. And like I said, comment down below so we can continue to have these talks, and I could continue to be able to come to you guys and helpfully help you while I help myself. Because we all need somebody to vent to. We all need somebody to talk to. Until next time, I'll see you in my next video. And stay tuned. Bye.